guys here today is we have a panel of former Eisenhower students who are AP students just like you, who are now either in college or who have graduated from college, and they have all kinds of wisdom to share with you and are ready to answer any questions that you have about anything as far as what you need to do to be prepared, what college is really like, you know, what you can expect, what you should be doing now. So they're going to go around, they're going to introduce themselves, tell you when they graduated from Eisenhower, where they go to college, what their majors are, and then that'll give you a sense of what kind of questions maybe you should be asking. I put some questions on here in case you need to fall back on something. I think maybe one of these questions has been asked all day, because everybody has their own questions, even any of them. So, all right. Yeah, that's great.
So my name is I graduated in 2014. I went to Green Valley, and right now I'm getting my network administration certificate, and I'm going to major in information technology. My name is Maribel Ang. I graduated from Eisenhower 2014. I go to School of the Art Institute of Chicago, which is downtown from here, and right now my major is the Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Studio.
My name is Eduardo Martinez. I graduated Eisenhower in 2014. I go to the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. I'm majoring in English, political science, and minoring in secondary education.
My name is Taylor Burmeister. I graduated from Eisenhower in 2010. I graduated from Wittenberg in 2014 with degrees in English and minors in Art, American Studies, and Creative Writing. And I'm going to San Xavier this fall to get my education licensure.
My name is Emmanuel Schoenberg. Graduated from Eisenhower in 2014. I'm attending Wabash College with a major in philosophy and double minor in religion and political science.
I'm Josh Mado. I graduated in 2014 and I go to Swarthmore College where I'm majoring in education and a special major in both sociology and anthropology.
My name is William Medina. I graduated in 2013. I go to Cornell University and I'm majoring in chemical engineering.
My name is Kayla Ford. I graduated in 2013. I originally went to Western. Now I go to Moraine, and then I'm going to go to St. Xavier, and I am going to be a history education major.
My name is Savannah Goffman. I graduated in 2012, and I currently attend Columbia College Chicago. I'm a senior this year, and I'll be majoring in interior architecture.
Hi, my name is Angelica Smith. I just graduated. I'm going to UIC to study biomedical engineering.
My name is Daisy. I just graduated. I'm going to St. Mary's of Notre Dame to major in engineering and hopefully minor in language.
My name is Brianna Willis, but you may know me as Ichigo, and this fall I will be attending Northwestern University studying political science, and also I just graduated.
Because you need that to graduate, right? Whereas in college, it's kind of more refined to what you're actually studying. So I'm going to be an arts major. I don't have to take a math class anymore. I don't have to take a science class unless I want to. So it's just like really focused on like what you want to study and like how you're going to use that.
Yeah, I really like that I'm in a new environment in college. I love Eisenhower. They have great teachers. The students here, everything's good here. But at the same time, it's a little bit closed-minded in the sense that, you know, it's the same kind of people. When you go outside, when you go to college, when you go to another city even, you see a lot of different people that don't think like you, they don't look like you, they don't have the same background as you. Because of that, you're either going to get some arguments or some agreements or just, it's anything really. And it's just a really great experience to be able to meet different people and see different perspectives than yours.
I would second that notion exactly. My best friends in college were from New Jersey, Minnesota, Cleveland, and Georgia. And I would never have met them if we all decided to go to the same 2,000 student middle school in Central Ohio. And it was just an amazing experience, and you meet so many interesting people and intelligent people that are so much smarter than you, and so many people that can just challenge the way you think and challenge you to be better people in every way. And I think that's the best part about college.
I think the best part about college is personal growth. Like you grow so much intellectually and just personal. You know, person you are coming into first semester freshman year is a different person coming out. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what everyone else said. I also like to mention also the professors as well, and that they're also very intelligent. And in the case of my school, they're also very passionate about what they teach and about the students that they want to teach. So an interesting story I guess I could use was that I wasn't able to come home for Thanksgiving only because my school is in Philadelphia and it's, you know, very expensive to come here for essentially 2 days. And when I mentioned this to my professor, she actually invited me to her house. So actually at Thanksgiving dinner over there, I played with her kids. I think I played like Just Dance and like we watched Pitch Perfect and stuff. And then like 2 days later, I was back in her class. And you know, this is just some of the experiences that you get from college.
Honestly speak, my favorite thing is that when I'm too tired to go to class, I can sleep in my bed. And Mrs. Lorello knows that, and so does McMillan, that I've not got on these desks and everything. I don't have to do that anymore. I can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna stay. But second, other than that, is like, I like the resources at my college. My college has a lot of resources. So it just blows my mind sometimes, like, oh, this is part of my class. It's just something that normally I do. I'm just using these $1,000, $10,000 equipment. And like, oh, yeah, those are the ones we let students use. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what is the ones that you know, actual professional and everything, just, it's amazing. You actually get hands-on knowledge of how to use equipment. It's, as an engineer, that's very important for me. And I really enjoy that my school has such a vast array of just things that I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna use that today. And they teach you as well, and it's.
I really liked that some universities bring in speakers. Like on a Tuesday night, you can go see a Holocaust survivor speak, which was amazing. If you have an opportunity to do that because it was just so moving and powerful. And she was hilarious as well. So someone that can suffer so much and still be a decent human being, it was amazing. And I saw someone who marched along with Martin Luther King Jr. They did a speech as well. I mean, it might sound dumb, but honestly, if you take an hour and a half, 2 hours out of your night and go listen to someone speak, it really changes your perspective and it's wonderful. So that was my favorite part.
For me, I would say, like, following everybody else, is definitely the freedom that college gives you and the chance to take care of yourself and be independent and have to do things for yourself is pretty great. And then also, like, especially in the city, you're just surrounded by so many different types of cultures. And on the bus, I just look around and there's like black people, white people, Indian people, Chinese people, everything. It's just all right there. And I love being around so many different types of people. And just in particular, living in a city, everything is just so accessible, and just being able to go to different Chicago neighborhoods and having that experience is so great.
Considering I haven't actually like gone to college yet, I'm just waiting for my mom to miss me, because she takes me for granted. Like, she takes me for granted, and I'm underappreciated, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm underappreciated. And we have my mom just had an 8-month-old, now the baby is 8 months old, and I'm like the second mom. I'm just waiting that she can't go out. Like, she goes out more than me. Like, what is that? So I'm just waiting.
I want to go like rip off what Kayla said, because I did like a lot of colleges will have like guest lecturers. Sometimes like you might think like, oh, it gets boring, like I don't want to hear someone talk. But it's a really good way to, like, if you're interested in like something historic or something that this person, maybe their career is oriented to what you're doing, it's a lot, like, usually it's really entertaining too. It's not just like listening to someone talk about like their own life. I don't know, the highlights of a lecture that I went to this year was Kanye West at my school. Yes. Because he received an honorary doctorate for being like interdisciplinary artist. For being, which is like kind of like weird, like you wouldn't think he's like that type of artist, but anyways, he went, and that was really cool. And like I don't think anybody, I'm not sure if anybody here is interested in going to an art school, but certainly at my school we have a lot of like filmmakers that come and lecture. Like George Lucas has come a lot of times. Morgan Freeman came in a couple of years ago, but most recently Kanye West, and he touched his hand. Like I was like chasing him. Yeah, it's like a lot of freedom, and also like last point I want to make, there's a lot of things you can talk about that you can't talk about in high school. In terms of like the classes you take, like there's a class in my school called like art as rap, or like the history of rap. Like you can't take that here, or like you can't talk about like, it's very like refined. Like taking a lot of like feminism classes. Like that wasn't offered here at all. Like that was just when my teachers talking like to the side or whatever. So it's a lot like you're a lot censored in high school, which makes sense. Like there's like rules of conduct and etc. But you're really allowed to just like speak your mind in college.
What do you expect?
That thing about speaking your mind and speakers, like we had Joe Biden over at our school on the sexual assault, and then I was along with the group and protested against him due to him displaying some sort of like he's entitled to touch women all the time. It's basically kind of yeah, that's kind of what he does, and we were protesting against him, and like that's kind of like think about that. The vice president is at my school, and I'm protesting against him. Like this is what I've become.
Thanks to our local teacher.
Yeah, I guess continuing that thought, like if you think about it, you're in that school for 4 or 5 years, and you will never have an opportunity to be in such a location where the place you're at is literally bringing world-class speakers, intellectuals, like artists, performers, for free to you every month, weekly, like quarter, like with an alarming frequency. And it's like it's a shock to me that people don't go to those things. Like, go to those things when you're in college. Like, it's so cool. Like, that's why you're there. Like, there's so much more to college than classrooms. Like, yeah, that's all I say.
Go ahead.
Is there like a lot of homework every day?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Next question.
So what's the difference between like homework, like how they think of how in high school you think of homework, and how you think of homework at college?
Like
What's
college,
the
you have an
difference?
assignment that's due, and like there's parts, like say I have a big project, and there's different parts that I have to do to finish the project. I can do it one night and get a bad grade, or I can pace it out over 3 nights and get an A. So I guess.
A lot of the times, like your classes meet like once or twice a week. Like all the classes I had only met once a week, so you have more time to do a certain assignment, but you have to manage that with your other classes. Whereas here it's like, oh, like I forgot to do this, whatever. I can just do it during lunch. Like you can't really do that in college. Lunch. There's no lunch. There's no lunch.
It depends on the professor, because this semester, the only class I got actual homework in was my art class, which sounds really weird, and it was weird because I was thinking, well, and biology, but those were labs that we did. But my art class, I literally had to do worksheets like I was back in high school that felt so weird to me, because my humanities class, we had 4 grades total, and it was just all tests. So it honestly depends on the professor, but in my experience, I never got homework. It was just I had to study for the test, I had to do this paper, or I had to do this project, except for that weird funky art class where I had to fill out worksheets every day. But for generally, it's not homework like, oh, who was the first president, who made, it's not like fill in the blank stuff. It's just kind of tests, papers, maybe a project here or two.
I think it's more independent in college, because here they straight up tell you, like, here's your worksheet, we presented a lesson, here's your worksheet, turn it in tomorrow, okay. And a lot of people look at it and they're like, I don't want to do this, like, I don't feel like doing it, I'm just going to put it off, I'll do it, like, at lunch and stuff. But, like, in college, it's not like they're going to give you a worksheet after the lesson. They're not going to baby you, be like, here's the worksheet, fill it out, like, come back tomorrow with the worksheet. Like, they're not going to do that. Like, they're just going to teach you, and you need to pay attention and actually go home, study, and read over the material that you learned in class, and actually get it for the exam. Because they don't care if you pass or not. Like, it's really up to you. Like, that is your investment. Your education is your investment. And if you go in there saying, like, oh, I'm just going to blow this off, it's whatever, I don't want to do it, like, you're wasting all of your money, and that's your future that you have to worry about.
I'm gonna say one thing that I never had to do for a lot of classes here was take notes, unless it was required, obviously. But even I take notes for math classes. Let's put it that way, like, because the way our grades are set up, or at least for College of Engineering, they throw a lot of, there is a lot of them. It's weekly. I had a class that was bi-weekly, and it was weekly long homeworks, bi-weekly. I did them. I had to do them. It was a requirement for my major specifically. So it was like, no, you have to do this. And I was like, all right. But the thing is, you have to constantly be taking notes as well, no matter what the class is. Because if you forget something or if you don't have something written down, you'll be lost in these giant books of just information, and you just be like, where was that at? What am I supposed to move? Rather when you can just flip real fast through pages and like, all right, that's the equation I needed, that's what that means. And it's, so most of my time is actually taking notes rather than doing homework. I waste about, for math classes, maybe an hour and a half. There's some homeworks. There was one class I had this semester. I passed with a C minus, and I was happy. I was 100% happy. I was praying to fail. I was like, I was this close, and that's with the curve. I looked at my grade without the curve, and I was like, oh God.
What class was that, Liam?
Dynamics. Never took dynamics. Physics, I call it Newtonian Physics 2.0, and it's horrible. Physics is kind of bad. I like Newtonian Physics. Dynamics is horrible. Don't take dynamics. But yeah, with that class, it was a lot of homework, but a lot of notes too. And sometimes there's some classes that be like, all right, you have a week. Read chapters 4 to 6. And it was like 200 pages, and I was like,
That's real. That's 200 pages.
And it's sometimes, and some of that information is needed. Not all of it, but some of it. So you have to go through that and take out what's important of the notes. That's another thing. You have to realize which part of the information is important. Because a lot of it is just filler. Some of it, as an engineer, one of the most important things in a book is examples. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to do it. And if you do what I do, and sometimes I don't go to class, that's the one thing, though, as good as an engineer. As an engineer, you get to choose. Do I want to go to class or do I want to read the book? I choose to read the book first. I like the book.
Anyway, for Cornell, like, because I want to be an engineer too, but specifically like environmental. So would that be like the same math classes as?
Basically, yeah. You probably have to take, depends on your major specifically. So at Cornell, if you're a chemical engineer, you have to take around 3 specific classes. As a mechanical engineer, they throw all the physics and all the math classes at us, and they're like, have fun. Including every other class that we have to take, which is, it's annoying. But if you're like a CS, you get to choose, so like, it depends on each major. So like CS will have to either take a specific math class, or a specific chem class, or a specific physics class. One of those 3. For some reason, they're like, just take one. And like, all right. So it depends on your major, basically. It depends on how much math you'll need for that major. So as a mechanical engineer, it's mainly physics and math. So I need a lot. But a CS person is, calculus isn't as helpful because a computer doesn't truly do calculus. It does approximation, so they have to do more actual coding than rather math.
Okay, so how did you decide what college was?
Let's start over here. How did you decide what college you wanted? What do you mean?
Well, and Malakavich, because I had like my 3 top choices, which would be like St. Mary's, U of I, and kind of like Bradley or Purdue. And I would talk to different teachers and like other people, like, what do you think I should do? Obviously, I don't really know. And then Krillage pushed me, Malakavich pushed me. I had, oh, she's not here, Lorero pushing me to U of I for engineering, and I was like ready to go there, but then I also got financials back. And for a $50,000 school, I would be paying, well, as an estimate, around $3,000, which I could make in the summer. So it's like, all right. And it's a small school. I like small schools and small classes.
For me, it was a choice of I really wanted to stay close. Like I didn't want to stay like at home. Like I didn't want to go like commute, but I wanted to stay close enough where I could visit my parents sometimes, or I could just, in occasionally see them for like holidays and stuff. But mostly for me, it was based off of what I wanted to do, my engineering. I wanted to do bioengineering. It was best at UIC because they're surrounded by hospitals and there's about, like, we interact with like Northwestern, Loyola Rush. Like, you have the opportunity to interact with other hospitals, other schools, and it was very like open and diverse. So that's why I chose UIC.
I didn't start considering Northwestern until the end of first semester of my senior year because at first I didn't really have as much of high hopes for me as other teachers had for me. Many teachers and my counselors think I wasn't pushing myself hard enough. So my choices at the time were Bradley, U of I, and NIU. NIU was just like a backup school. And I went ahead and applied for Northwestern and it worked out for me. So I guess I chose Northwestern based on, it was a combination of how well their political science program was there, but also financial aid from them. I ended up paying a lot less for Northwestern than the other 3 schools that I had applied to. So yeah.
I chose Columbia because of its proximity, partly because I wanted to stay in the state. There's just so very few schools that offer my major in this state, so that was part of it. And then also, I've always wanted to live in the city, and going to Columbia has allowed me to do that for the past 3 years, and I'll continue next year. And then also the networking opportunities. So much of my career, my field is based on who you know to get a job. And so in the city, I'd imagine that it'd be easier to do that because then you can work for the mart, like the merchandise mart, and there's so many jobs there. And there's just so many different firms in the city that you can intern for, and then possibly get a job from them later on because they know you.
I was supposed to go to St. Xavier originally, but because it was close, it was money efficient, it was just there. But I really needed something, I needed a change. And I thought, well, there's a train station right around here and it lets off in Macomb, Illinois. Let's just go to Western. So I applied to Western December of my senior year, which is horrible. Don't wait that long unless their deadline's weird. And I got in and it was far away enough where it was a different set of environment because, okay, Macomb, Illinois has a movie theater, a B-Dubs, and a Walmart. And across from the Walmart is a cornfield. So it was so different than here where you could just walk down the street and you run into like 5 drugstores and a Kmart, you know? You either had to have a car or learn the buses, and I liked it down there. It was awesome.
So my situation is a little funny because I accepted U of I before I didn't think about Cornell. I was like, all right, Cornell accept me? Never mind, I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I'm gonna go to U of I. U of I had a better ranking when it came to my major by 1 point, basically. It was barely above it, but it was like, it's better. U of I was giving me, technically speaking, Cornell gave me more money, but because U of I's tuition was lower, U of I was giving me money back. So I was like, I'm gonna be, by now I'd have 20K from U of I basically, because they were giving me a lot of money back. Like their scholarship was like, just here, have money. I'm like, yes, please, just give me this money. But that would have been required that I had a 3.75. Oh. So it would have been, I'm already having a like, not the best time academically at Cornell. I'm surviving, that's all that matters. I'm like, I'm surviving. But over there, I'd be like crying probably, I don't know. Because I'd have to try 100%. There had been no attempt to be like, oh, I'm just gonna be lazy to, no, I'd have to. And I had friends going to U of I, so I was like, all right, so I already have people I'm gonna be able to be, you know, I already have people, a set base of people I could always fall back to. And then, as an idiot, Cornell sent me a little letter being like, oh, come visit us. So I was like, all right, sure. And then I called them and I was like, can I cancel it? Like, no. If you want to cancel it, you have to pay us $400. I'm like, all right, I'll go. I'm going to visit this school, even though I already accepted another school. And I loved it there. It was, no, I'm not even lying. I went there, and one, it's beautiful. It's honestly the most beautiful college ever. It has these beautiful, no, you think I'm exaggerating, but if you've been to Ithaca, it has these beautiful gorges and these just walking across a bridge and just look around. And to this day, the last day I was there, this semester, I was still doing that. While driving around in my, with my sisters, with my friend's dad, I was still looking at this college, this campus and thinking, this is just this beautiful place here. And the people there are so just welcoming. They're so friendly, just so nice. It's weird. But they're also so smart on a level that like it just feels natural to be there a little bit. Like I don't know, like I'm not hating on Eisenhower a little bit, but like some of the people at Eisenhower, I'm just like, just shut up. And mentally, not anyone in this class probably, but just the community as a whole. But at Cornell, the mental, it was just much higher. And I just felt comfortable and just felt relaxed and normal and natural there. Next thing, I felt normal. Like I exceeded here easily. Over there, I felt normal. And even right now, I feel normal. I love the community. I love the people, usually. There's very rarely where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you. And they're really nice people. And it's a beautiful campus. There's a lot of, it's just, that's why I chose it. So I went back afterwards, and I'm like, I talked to U of I and everything, got dealt with that, and then I immediately accepted Cornell, because I was only there for like 2 days. And they won me over, and I was like, I was going there just to not pay any money. And I got won over in 2 days. I didn't expect to get won over. I was just doing there just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm still gonna go to UI. But I'm not gonna lie, time to time I'm like, I should have gone to U of I. Because of the work. Because Cornell, work-wise, is not fun. It's just not great.
Alright, yeah, very similar to what everyone else has said about like tuition and money and financial aid and about like the strengths of the programs. And they also, Swarthmore also did a very similar thing where they invited me. Well, not only that, they actually paid for my plane ticket. It was the first time I ever got on a plane, so I was like, I'm gonna take a plane trip to Philly. So and they did kind of won me over a little bit, but also one of the important thing I do recommend is also being able to like speak with other students as well, because obviously all the brochures and all the websites, you know, if you just read that, every school will be amazing. So I definitely recommend that. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I agree. Talk to the students. Talk to the students.
Well, I chose my school because I wanted to go to a liberal arts college that could teach me, that had rigorous academics and could teach me how to apply everything to life and not just follow the career path. So that's why I chose Wabash. I mean, I went to, it was actually number 3 on my list, but I didn't get into the first 2, so but then also Duckhorn, like privilege for Daisy. So yeah, here I just like the place. It's a beautiful campus.
I also wanted to go to a small liberal arts school with a good reputation, rigorous academics, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went to the school thinking I wanted to be like a history, poli-sci, education, something like that. So I was going to a school that's just overall decent, like good at academics. So I applied to a bunch of small liberal arts schools. I also wanted to get out of here. I only applied to one school in Illinois. And once I got into every school I applied to, and then I just started applying for scholarships, and then Wittenberg gave me the best scholarship out of the ones I applied to. And when I visited the school, I literally fell in love with it. Like, it was the most beautiful place I've ever seen, and I don't care to say about Cornell. Wittenberg is the most beautiful place on earth. And I talked to the students. Everyone was like the most friendly people I've ever been around, and it just made me very happy to be there. And I had the best scholarship, so it was like a match made. So I wouldn't change anything.
Well, for me, once I narrowed it down to the last 2 choices, I had U of I, and I had a private school in the north of Chicago, North Park. That many of y'all applied there. But yeah, basically North Park were way more intimate with me. I met their coach. He wanted me to run for their cross-country team, so he took me on a tour. He made me meet the team. I saw classroom sizes, everything. And they sent me letters, personalized and everything. I was like, man. I felt bad not turning them down. It honestly felt bad. But yeah, the deciding factor was really about how comfortable I would end up being there in a way. The thing with Eisenhower was I started off really uncomfortable here. I started off just failing grades and everything, and then I ended up, top 10%. And the thing that I realized from that was I learned how to become comfortable here. And once you become comfortable, there's not that much to learn. It's kind of done from there. So I thought, I'm at this small private liberal arts college. It has a lot to offer, but will it get to the point where I know enough from the people that are around, from the academics? Will it get to that point where I'm comfortable again? And with U of I, it's just so much. 40,000 students, so many majors, so many different people, so many foreign countries coming into that school, and it's just I don't think I can stop learning here. I don't think that I'll ever just stop meeting new people. To the last day of school, I still met new people every day. And I think that was the deciding factor. How long will I stay uncomfortable at U of I so I can keep growing and keep learning?
One of the reasons I chose my school was because I didn't have the resources to go out of state. I didn't have enough money to catch a plane and move out. So I kind of looked at Columbia, SEIC where I go, and there's a few other art schools in the Cook County area, around downtown Chicago. And to me, School of the Art Institute stood out more from other art schools because they weren't as commercial, and their programs kind of allowed you to take a little bit of everything. So I kind of wanted to have that freedom, and it was the only school I applied to. So I was it's make it or break it. If I didn't go there, I would probably go to Moraine and see what I wanted to do. But I was really banking on it, so I got it. Yeah. And it's an urban campus. I think that's another thing you should probably want to consider when you're applying to schools. If you want a rural environment, kind of like Eisenhower, okay, there's trees, there's some stores, etc. Or if you want to go to a school like mine that's in the middle of downtown, where there's trains everywhere, there's a bunch of people, you have to maneuver through the sidewalks, and it's really it's a hectic environment. And if you don't want that, and you want a more tranquil parks everywhere, then you would consider a more rural environment. So I think it's definitely something you should think about.
When it came down to choosing which college I wanted to go to, I think that the major factor in that was cost, because in my family I only have one parent who works, and I have younger, because I also took into account how I have 2 younger siblings, and then my older brother kind of takes care of himself now. And so I decided to go to Moraine because I did graduate in the top 10%, like I said, so I get my tuition paid, and since I am working, I don't, I never allow my parents to help me out. I know they can, but I don't let them do it. I kind of pay for everything myself, and I mean, going into there, at first it was just oh, well, it's just the cheapest way to go, because it's already a cheaper school since it is community college, but you do get basically the same education, especially if you go just to get your general education out of the way. But, I mean, it's great because you get, I think it's very similar to Eisenhower. I'm not gonna, say that it's very different. It's very similar, when it has to do with, the people, you get, diverse people, Will was saying that he's surrounded by really intelligent people, very like-minded. But when you go to a community college like that, you get people who are either at your level or above or below. You get a mix of people, and that's kind of how it is in the real world. You're not gonna be with people all the time that are always at your level, and I think that's really great because you get to you get new perspectives in your life, and I think that also kind of influenced my decision to go to Moraine, because I knew that it was going to be smaller class sizes, and I like that whole one-on-one thing, where I can actually go to my professor and be hey, like I need help on this, or I need to talk about something, like they don't see you as like a whole class, they see you as like individual students. And I think that's what also contributed to me saying like I want to go to Moraine, because at first I was kind of bummed out, like, well, I kind of want to go to like a nice university, you know. But I mean, right now I didn't have to take out any loans on that